everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Elijah Ramsey, and tonight we've got a really special story for you. It's something a little different, something that's really close to my heart. We're going to talk about cars, but not just any cars. We're talking about the cars of the Perry family. Now, I know what you're thinking, Elijah. Cars, really? But trust me, this is more than just steel, rubber and glass. This is a story about family, about time, about memories, and about how the vehicles we drive become a part of our lives, almost like members of the family themselves. You see, a car isn't just a way to get from point A to point B. It's the silent witness to our lives. It's the front row seat to first dates, road trips, singing at the top of your lungs to your favorite song, and even those quiet, thoughtful drives home. The Perry family's garage tells a story that spans decades. A story of love, of loss, and of moving forward. Each car, from a tough Chevy Tahoe to a sleek Ford Fusion, represents a chapter in their lives. It's a timeline you can touch, a history measured in horsepower and miles per gallon. So buckle up, get comfortable, maybe grab a snack. We're about to take a drive down memory lane. We're going to look back at the specific cars owned by Dusty, Quincy, and Yoda Andy Perry, and through them, we'll piece together a beautiful, moving family saga. It's a journey through time, told through the cars they drove. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Let's get into it. All right, let's set the scene. The year is 2000. The world is freaking out about Y2K *NSYNC is telling us bye, and the Perry family garage is looking pretty good. First up, we have the patriarch Dusty Perry. Now, Dusty was a guy who needed a vehicle that was as dependable and strong as he was. And in 2000, he was behind the wheel of a 2000 Chevy Tahoe, a black one. You can just picture it, right? Big, commanding, a real presence on the road. That Tahoe wasn't just a truck, it was a statement. It said, "I'm here, I'm taking care of business, and I can haul anything you need." It was the kind of vehicle you take on family camping trips, the one you use to help a friend move, the one that never lets you down, no matter the weather. For Dusty Perry, in the year 2000, that black Chevy Tahoe was more than just his ride. It was his trusty steed, a perfect reflection of the man himself. A solid, reliable foundation for the family. Now let's slide over to the other side of the driveway. Also in the year 2000, we have Quincy Perry. Quincy's choice of vehicle was a 1998 Chevrolet Blazer, 2 years older than Dusty's Tahoe, but with just as much personality. The Blazer was the Tahoe's scrappy younger brother, you know. A little more compact, a little more agile, ready for anything you could throw at it. It was the perfect SUV for someone carving out their own path. You can imagine Quincy in that Blazer, windows down, music playing. It was a vehicle for adventures, for weekend getaways, for just getting out and exploring. The 98 Blazer had that classic, boxy, late 90s look that we all love now. It was tough, it was practical, and for Quincy, it was freedom on 4 wheels. In the year 2000, while Dusty had the big commanding Tahoe, Quincy had the versatile and ready-for-anything 98 Blazer. A perfect pair of Chevys for a pair of Perrys. And we can't forget the third member of our trio, Yoda Andy Perry. In 2000, Yoda Andy was rolling in a 1997 Chevrolet Cavalier. Ah, the Cavalier. The quintessential first car for so many people. It wasn't big or flashy, but it was everything you needed. It was reliable, it was economical, and most importantly, it was yours. That Cavalier represented a whole new level of independence for Yoda Andy. It was the key to the kingdom. Think about it. That 97 Cavalier was the vehicle for late-night food runs, for driving to a part-time job, for picking up friends. It was the car where you learned how to parallel park, maybe got your first speeding ticket. We're not judging. It was a humble but crucial part of the Perry family fleet. So you have Dusty in the big Tahoe, Quincy in the adventurous Blazer, and Yoda Andy in the practical get-the-job-done Cavalier. 3 different people, 3 different Chevys, all part of one family story in the year 2000. The next few years roll by, full of memories made in those 3 Chevrolets. The Tahoe, the Blazer, the Cavalier. They were constants in the Perry family's life. But as we all know, life has a way of changing, sometimes in the most heartbreaking ways. And on December 1st, 2003, the Perry family faced an immense loss. This was the day that Dusty Perry passed away. It's a moment that changes everything for a family. The loss of a father, a leader, a constant presence is profound. And suddenly, that big, black, dependable Chevy Tahoe in the driveway stood as a quiet, powerful reminder of the man who drove it. It wasn't just a truck anymore, it was a memorial on wheels, a symbol of his strength and the void he left behind. The passing of Dusty on that cold December day marked the end of an era for the Perry family, a turning point in their story that would ripple through the years to come. Time moves on as it always does, and families find a way to move forward, even through grief. Life continues, and with it, the need for new chapters. Fast forward a few years to March 16, 2007. On this day, Quincy Perry decided it was time for a change. He was ready to upgrade from his trusty 1998 Chevrolet Blazer. It had served him well, but it was time for something new, something that represented where he was in his life now. So, Quincy went out and got himself a 2007 Chevy Cobalt. This was a significant shift. He moved from a rugged, go-anywhere SUV to a sleek, modern and efficient sedan. The Cobalt was a popular car at the time. It was fresh, it was stylish, and it was a smart choice. For Quincy, this upgrade wasn't just about getting a new car. It was about turning a page, embracing the future, and driving into it with a fresh perspective. The Blazer held memories of the past, but the Cobalt was all about the road ahead. It seems that the spirit of upgrading was contagious in the Perry family. Almost exactly a year later, on March 18, 2008, it was Yoda Andy's turn. The faithful 1997 Chevrolet Cavalier had done its job. It had been the perfect first car, a vessel for freedom and countless memories. But now, Yoda Andy was ready for something more. Something with a bit more space, a bit more capability, a bit more adult. And so, Yoda Andy upgraded to a 2008 Ford Escape. This was a big step up, literally. Moving from the low-slung Cavalier to the higher-riding Ford Escape SUV was a major change. It was also the first non-Chevy to enter the picture. A little break from tradition. The Escape was practical, safe and versatile. The perfect vehicle for someone entering a new phase of life. It signaled a new level of maturity and responsibility for Yoda Andy, leaving the humble Cavalier and its memories in the rearview mirror. The family was moving forward with new cars symbolizing new directions in life. Yoda Andy was settling into the driver's seat of the Ford Escape, and Quincy was enjoying the modern feel of his Chevy Cobalt. But tragedy, unfortunately, was not finished with the Perry family. Less than a year after Yoda Andy's upgrade on March 3, 2009, the family was struck by another devastating loss. On that day, Quincy Perry passed away. It's almost impossible to comprehend. To lose one family member is hard enough, but to lose another just a few years later is a pain that's hard to put into words. That 2007 Chevy Cobalt, which had so recently been a symbol of a fresh start and a bright future for Quincy, now sat as a somber reminder of a life cut tragically short. The family had to face the unimaginable task of grieving once again, surrounded by the echoes and memories left behind. After the loss of Quincy, the weight of the family's legacy fell heavily on Yoda Andy's shoulders. The ensuing years were undoubtedly a time of healing and rebuilding. Life once again had to go on. By 2014, the Ford Escape had served Yoda Andy well for 6 years, seeing him through some of the most difficult times. But now, it was time for another change, another step forward. On May 16, 2014, Yoda Andy made his next upgrade. He chose a black 2014 Ford Fusion. And what a choice it was. The Fusion from that year was a beautiful car. Sleek, sophisticated, with that iconic grille that made it look way more expensive than it was. Going from the utilitarian Escape to the stylish Fusion was a significant move. It was a car that spoke of professionalism, of success, of having arrived. The black color also felt like a subtle, respectful nod to the black Tahoe that Dusty, his father, had driven all those years ago. The Ford Fusion was Yoda Andy's ride for the next 6 years, a period of growth and stability. He carried the family name and legacy forward with grace. Then came 2020, a new decade, a new world, and for Yoda Andy, time for one more monumental upgrade. On July 1st, 2020, he made a decision that brought the family's automotive story full circle in a powerful, poignant way. Yoda Andy upgraded from the sleek Ford Fusion to a 2020 GMC Yukon. A Yukon, a large commanding body-on-frame SUV from General Motors. It was, in spirit and in presence, the modern-day successor to the 2000 Chevy Tahoe that his father Dusty had driven 2 decades earlier. After years of smaller, more personal vehicles, Yoda Andy was now behind the wheel of a big, protective, family-hauling machine. It was as if he was stepping into his father's shoes, ready to be the rock, the foundation for the next generation. The journey was complete. And there you have it. Wow. What a story, right? It's amazing when you lay it all out like that. From a Tahoe to a Blazer to a Cavalier, through loss and heartbreak, to a Cobalt, an Escape, a Fusion, and finally, to the Yukon. It's more than just a list of cars. It's a life. It's the Perry family's life. Each vehicle is like a chapter in a book, and when you put them all together, you get this incredible, moving story of resilience. It really makes you think, doesn't it? It makes you think about your first car, or your parents' old station wagon. On April 5th, 2024, Yoda Andy Perry passed away. The Perry family's journey shows us that these cars we drive, they're not just machines. They are part of our story. They're the backdrop to our lives. They carry us, literally and figuratively, through the good times and the bad. The legacy of Dusty and Quincy lives on, not just in memory, but in the strength and perseverance of Yoda Andy, who now drives a vehicle that honors where he came from. Thank you so much for watching, and for letting me share this incredible story with you all. It really means a lot. What car holds a special memory for you? Let me know down in the comments, I'd love to read them. That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you to the Perry family for letting us tell their story. Be good to each other. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.